Okay, so today we're going to install a Avalanche node and get it directly from Git and run it. I tried the way they discussed in the documentation and it couldn't find it. So we're going to do a traditional Git clone and hopefully that'll work. So let's get started. So let me go to the correct window. And you can see I've git clone HTTPS, and sometimes Git will like HTTPS, sometimes it will like Git. So let's see. And there we go. It's liking it. It is being a happy camper. This is there are two different ways they give you in terms of the URL you put after you say git clone. So let's see what we got here. Okay. And now the next thing to do, you see this is all the source code in Go. And let's see if I could see what we got here. So we got scripts build.sh. So let's see if we're in the right place. Do they have a scripts directory here? Oh, I'm in the wrong. Where am I? I'm in the wrong window, I think. Okay, here we go. Is there a, yes there is, so this should work. Let's see what happens. So it's grabbing everything from GitHub, from the Go language, everything it needs to do the build. And once it finds what it needs, and hopefully it'll find everything, it'll then do the actual build. So they have a whole script to do it, which we can take a look at when it's done. So right now it's gonna build the node. After we build the node, what's gonna happen is it's gonna be under the build directory, and all we need to do is, let's see, if you build from source, but you can also, if you want to go on to the testnet, which I think is desirable. Let's see if they have that. I know they did. And then there are further things that we're going to be getting into, but the next thing that has to happen here is we have to connect these instructions here. Will connect you to the actual network. Now I'm looking for the testnet, and I know they discussed how to make a wallet, and you want to be kind of careful with that. But let's see. I know they had it here. Let's see, testnet. Let me just do a search on testnet, and we'll find it. Here we go. So we're gonna put, instead of just doing build Avalanche Go, we're going to add this. So that's going to set us up to the testnet. And that will, let's see where we are here. Let's see if we have it looks like it, let's see, oh, am I in the wrong? It looks like there is, let me make sure I'm in the right directory here. Yeah, so it was building Avalanche, okay. So let me see, that's the problem. See if we can, actually I think they tell you how to get the version of Go. Right here at the top, 1.15, so Go version. So let's see what we got. I thought we did have pretty much a brand new version. That's interesting. Okay, so now we have a little issue here. So what the next step is, I'm going to have to update this to 1.5, and then we will try this again. So we will be back. Okay, so we're back. I did get it built. Now I had to download the latest version of Go, and they have you put it in the the user local directory. So that made things a bit interesting, because what I had to do to get it to work is do a little bit of, they call this symbolic link. So what I had to do is replace the link to User Bin Go, and you can probably, let me see if I can bring that up here. The link, is this the right one? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I had to replace the link to User Bin Go to User Local Go Bin Go, because I put it in the User Local directory. So if you do a you see there's a symbolic link. It's saying, what that means is when you type this is what you're really accessing. This way, when you type Go, it will run Go itself before it was the correct version. Before it was running an old version that did not work with the new Avalanche code. So as you can see, it's compiled, and you can see it's in here. If we do an ls on build, we have Avalanche Go in there, and now we're going to see if we can start this thing up on the test network. So let's have a look here. And in this case, to make it the test network, we have to tell it that we want to do that. So we're gonna, no, didn't like that. So we'll just type it in here. There we go. Network ID equals Fuji. What's what happened? Okay. So, no. Yeah, I left the E out here. That's the problem. All right. And there, looks like it's starting up. So it's got to start bootstrapping here. And what we should be able to do, they say, when it's up, we're going to go to another window. We're going to run this command. Let's see what we got here. Well, let it do it. Okay. We got this network here. So once it's bootstrapped, I'm going to copy and paste that command. So this is a curl command. You're sending data because it's a post, telling what the data is, and you're sending it to JSON data to, this is our local network or local node. It's basically saying get me info. So, and the info it's asking for is bootstrap is the method. So these are the parameters it requires. So let's see if this is going to work. I would think it would be the same. Now let's see if it's bootstrapped. Okay, so it's still bootstrapping. So it says, has fetched enough blocks to finish the bootstrap process. Bootstrapping is waiting for the remaining change in this subnet to finish syncing. And let's see what happens if we do it now. No, it's not bootstrapped yet because it returned, make sure you can see that. You can see it return false. So once it's totally bootstrapped, we should be able to check that. We can kind of look and see what it's doing. It's getting blocks, it's syncing, it's looking for everything, and let's see. And again, this is the curl command like we've seen before, saying send this data, and part of the data is the method you want to call, and extinfo will, this URL will look at it and say okay, and will return the result. Which we saw here. So JSON RPC, so it's a JSON RPC call. The result is bootstrap false. Once we have it bootstrapped, then the next step is going to be, we actually want to interact with it, we want to send transactions and so on, and of course we want to do smart contracts on there. So I'll see how, if it's, this is a little different because they have their own separate subnet or no, it's a separate network, separate blockchain, separate blockchain for smart contracts. So you can see X chain, C chain, P chain. So the C chain is, if I remember, is the contract chain. X chain is the exchange chain, and P is the, I believe, the primary chain. Let me double check that. See what happens if we go back. Yeah, here we go. This is the main thing, and this is where they talk about the different chains. Remember the P chain, platform chain, that coordinates. X is for exchange and C is for contract. So if you look at this test net here that's getting itself bootstrapped, you can see whether it's on the P chain, which is the platform chain, exchange chain, or the smart contract. So let's see how we're doing in terms of, suspect it's still going to be false. Yep, it may take a while to bootstrap. So we've got more to do on this, obviously, but as you can see, we downloaded the code, we built the node. Now, again, let me remind you, when I followed the directions specified, it did not work. I had to do pretty much a standard git clone, and the git clone is what actually got the data down. I'm not sure that information that we had here up here, it didn't seem to like that. But GitHub worked fine when I simply did a git clone. Again, if you're getting into this stuff, this is another tool you have to be real comfortable with, is Git, because that's where everything goes. So, and if you're working in the industry, you probably are well familiar with Git, because that's probably what you're using at work. There's been some, over the years things have changed. Now what is it? They did use Subversion for a while. I don't think hardly anyone's using that anymore. Git seems the standard. Now, in terms of Gradle, actually building it, that can differ depending on, Gradle and Maven are still both popular. They used to use another app called Ant, and that's not used very much anymore. Anyway, so we're gonna wait for this thing to get synced. You can see the command we ran that we can test and see when it is. And hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully you've gotten some tips in terms of working around the fact that their command to get the code didn't work, and how to I try to show you how to link a directory, the Go app, to where the Go thinks it should be, which is user bingo. So anyway, hopefully it's been helpful. If it has, please give a like. Please subscribe and ring the bell so you get your notifications for the future videos. And, let people know about this channel. So, okay, thanks, and I will speak to you next time.